eager customers trying on shoes in a crowded shop during a sale. Actually, not much has changed. Footwear today remains as fashionable and as desirable as it did a century ago. 1929. The milliner's trade flourished in the first half of the 20th century, and hats were all the rage. Here, a customer tries on a Tribly for size. 1947. If you think unruly behavior and mob mentality is a product of 21st century sales conduct, just take a look at this image from the mid-1960s where bargain hunters attack a display of china at Selfridges in London, with little regard for manners or decorum. 1965. Sales trainees at a department store are reminded of the finer points of dress etiquette. 1928. A potential buyer is given an engine specs lowdown by a salesman in this Dodge car showroom. His wife looks on, clutching a brochure. 1950. At the height of his fame, English professional cricketer Jack Hobbs, 1882 to 1963, opened a store selling cricket bats, which became a real hit with the public. Pictured are gentlemen fans of the game, weighing up the willow. 1923. A sale at a Davga store in New York City. A popular consumer durables, appliance, sporting goods, and apparel chain, Davga operated 27 stores in the metropolitan New York City area in 1954. A little girl tries on a new pair of shoes while her brother and their mom look on. 1955. A smiling teenager tries on a long dance dress in the Junior Miss Fashions department of a London department store. The printed ball of wool fabric design is unusual to say the least. 1951. A wife at the wheel of a convertible watched by her hubby and a car salesman hoping to close the deal. 1924. A proud dad purchases a convertible pedal car for his son. Toy cars were hugely popular in the 1950s, a pivotal time for the American automobile industry, and every kid wanted their own mini version of a Chevy, Caddy, or Studebaker. 1955. Women shopping for irons and other household appliances at Montgomery's store on Jamaica Avenue, Jamaica, Queens, in New York. 1945. A well-stocked general store in the late 1930s. Note how well-groomed both customer and clerk appear. A family does their weekly shopping at this supermarket, the walls and ceilings of which are festooned with ads for cookies, crackers, pickles, and salad dressing. Can you see the sign for S&H green stamps? These were a line of trading stamps popular in the United States from the 1930s until the late 1980s, and were an early example of a customer loyalty program. 1958. With one of them pressing hands and nose against a bakery window, these two youngsters are each yearning for a freshly baked cake, but appear to have no money to make a purchase. 1948. A dapper-looking grocer in a crisp white shopkeeper's coat takes down orders from two customers. 1938. Shoppers mingle at the counters and in the aisles of a covered market, which has a delicatessen air about it. 1949. A customer visiting a pharmacy store surrounded by pharmaceutical and personal care products, some brands of which are still familiar today. Names like Listerine, Schick, and Gillette. 1960. This is the workmanlike interior of Phillips Tire Shop in Los Angeles, California in 1924. This was the height of the Roaring '20s, a period of economic prosperity that saw the automobile become a major source of freedom and adventure, as well as travel, and kept tire shops like this one revved up year-round. 1924. This grocery department is a thriving business during the daily rush hour when housewives arrive to stock up their pantries. There are electric lamps in the store, but the shop owner plays it safe by keeping old oil lamps in reserve, just in case of a power outage. 1944. Shoppers browse a discount appliance showroom for bargain ovens, refrigerators, and washing machines. Note the salesman on the right of the photograph. He looks more like a chef. 1957. Did you know that the first color television models reached American stores at the end of September 1951? The technology was crude, and few could afford the luxury. By the following decade, however, color TV was standard in many households, with sales booming. 1966. Ringing up the purchases on a cash register at a supermarket checkout. Some of the goods look familiar, don't they? 1956. A couple seeking to purchase a new sofa get the sales pitch from a shop assistant who's obviously pointing out the quality of the upholstery. 1968. Judging by the smiles on everybody's faces, it looks like this couple have just bought themselves a swish new automobile. 1974. Patient but bored-looking customers line up at a Star Market premises in Cambridge, Massachusetts with their shopping. Queues and consumerism go hand in hand. 1977. In the early 1950s, there was one item you didn't have to queue for: nylons. Some clever marketing exec came up with the idea of the Automate for Nylon hoses, a vending machine that dispensed a pair like bubblegum for a few cents. 1953. Lamb and Scottish beef on open display at a London meat market. Today, health and safety officials would choke on their clipboards at such a sight. 1954. A couple oblige a youngster with a Davy Crockett flashlight in a variety shop. His purchase is now a valuable collector's item. 1952.